Hey, welcome to News You Can Use. I'm your host, BG. We know this. Everyone loves the Toronto Raptors. Maybe you've even been to a game. But have you ever wondered what it's like to work with the team? You know, you can actually now apply for a really cool program that takes you behind the scenes of the former champions. But before we get into all of those details, I do need to do a few things, like subscribing to this channel, tapping that notification bell, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media. Those details are in the description below. All right, going into its 6th year, the Wayne and Theresa Embry Fellowship gives 2 Canadians the chance to get hands-on experience with the Toronto Raptors. The fellowship allows participants to learn about everything from scouting to player development, as well as everything else that goes into running an NBA team. Today, we're actually talking to Noah Lewis and Winta Desta about the program and how you can benefit from it. So let's get into it. Noah and Winta, thanks so much for joining me here on News You Can Use. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Brandon.
Well, I'm really excited to talk to you guys because I feel like you both have some of like the coolest positions in the entire world, working for the Raptors. I want to know, like, what has it been like to participate in this fellowship?
I mean, it's been pretty surreal. Like, you know, it's not every day that you can jump around and go through the different departments of an NBA organization. I mean, it's very busy. You got to sort of be on your toes and be flexible and open-minded, but it's been a lot of learning in a short period of time, and has been really, really valuable.
Yeah, it's been a lot of everything. You know, you never really know what a day is going to throw at you, and you just got to be ready to adapt and, you know, figure things out as you go, and stop and appreciate it every once in a while, because it's you know, it's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, I want to dive into that a little bit because I would love to know, what did you go into it thinking it was going to be, and what did it actually end up being?
I would say coming into it, I had no idea what to expect. I mean, like, you've seen the Raptors operations from an outside perspective, but you don't really know the nuances of what it's like inside and how much you're going to be incorporated. And like, you know, is this going to be like learning? Is this going to be like, you know what? And I think the cool thing is that they've really thrown us into it, and they give us really meaningful responsibility, and they've really tried to, you know, say, hey, this is where you can provide value in this department, so try and contribute here. And then, hey, this is where you can provide value in this department, so you just, you know, you go to work, and if you have an idea like that you want to work on, something that you think you could do, like, then go for it. So it's been really cool in that sense.
So what is it like on the inside? I mean, since you both have been working on the inside, give us a little bit of the details. Like, is Masai as cool as we all think he is?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I mean, I think what he puts out in the world is exactly who he is, like, behind the scenes, which is cool.
You know, they're all people at the end of the day on the inside. You know, they're not these mythical figures that you only see on TV. They're really good people. And I think that's one awesome thing that we've seen is, like, the Raptors do a really good job of bringing good people into the organization. You know, like, all the players are super friendly, super, like, they get to know you on that, you know, personal level. They don't have this whole air like they're better than us or anything like that. Like, really good people that are, you know, nice to work with every day.
I kind of want to get into like the rotations because you get to, you know, dig your hands into so many different parts of like the business. Can you talk to me about the different rotations that are there? Winta, I'll start with you.
Yeah, so you get to rotate between medical, coaching, our player development, which we call wellness and advancement, front office. We do a rotation. We just finished one with the 905, PR, media. So it's like we touch every piece of the organization. But there's a lot that goes on to help, like, make an NBA organization run at the level it needs to be successful.
Did you have a favorite department?
You get to choose a focus area as part of the fellowship. And so my focus area was wellness and development, where it works on off-court player development, mental health, wellness. I think that area has probably still been my favorite. I think medical, I come from a medical background, so that also is sort of up there for me. And then our 905 experience was really, really valuable and exciting. So I think those are my top 3 so far.
Nice. Noah, what's your top 3?
So I spend a lot of time with coaching and player development, doing sort of the on-court side of things. And I love that. I love working hands-on with the players. We did a rotation doing the 905 draft. So we spent a full week with the 905 front office, you know, going through all the draft prospects, and then, you know, sitting in the draft room. And, you know, that was a really cool experience because it's just like, how often are you going to be in a draft room helping pick players? Like, you know, that was really unique. Coming fresh off the 905, I think that was a really cool one. Just like a great way to see a whole organization and like, work through all the different parts, and like, it's a smaller group, so you get to know people really well. So I really enjoyed that.
I think everybody wants to know, because we've all seen Nick Nurse's like facial reactions during the games, his iconic facial reactions. Is that something that's a staple during practice? Like,
Nick's an awesome coach. He is demonstrative and expressive, I would say, but I think he does a really great job, communicating with the guys and keeping a good environment for our players in practice.
I know there are a ton of people watching this who are going to be like, I want to get in on this. Like, how can I get in on this? Like, what advice do you have, to other young people out there who are now potentially thinking about applying to this fellowship?
I think, the biggest thing is, having an idea of sort of where you want to go following this. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm still trying to figure that out. But trying to have some alignment and like, this is a really cool opportunity. You get exposed to every part of the organization. But then at the end of the day, it's supposed to help you sort of launch your career. So you need to have some sort of idea of which direction you want to go in. You need to be flexible and be ready to get thrown in the fire like almost every day, and be able to really communicate with different types of people throughout the organization, and be comfortable doing so. You don't necessarily need to be a basketball person going into this. You might be someone who has a passion for basketball and has an expertise somewhere else and wants to sort of get your foot in the door. So that's a really cool opportunity to sort of, shift careers as well.
It's interesting trying to get your foot in the door in the sporting industry. It's definitely never really a linear path. You don't really know what sort of opportunity is going to present yourself. So I would just say prepare yourself for when the opportunity does come, right? You don't know when the opportunity is going to come, but you can control how ready you are for it. So I would just say anyone trying to do this, just get as much experience as you can, whether it be volunteering, whether it be, like trying to like contribute coaching or starting your own sort of thing. Like just prepare yourself. And then like Winta said, like figure out where you could add value and, try and become an expert in that.
What has been the biggest perk being part of this fellowship and being so close to like the biggest names in sport in this country?
The honest answer, I would say the food.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna be honest with you. In the media room, when they do the press conferences, they have the best cookies. I would always grab a few extra for lunch after.
I think the people obviously though are fantastic, and like I said, like they really are integral in making this organization successful, but also like making sure that we have a successful experience and enjoy it. So 1 and 2, food and people.
Food and people. All right. What about you, Noah?
Just like the overall access and opportunity, like, to be at every single game, to be at, every practice, to sit in on the coaches meetings, to, sit in and chat with the front office as they're making their decisions. Like it's stuff that, I never really knew if I'd ever have the opportunity to do. And like, I appreciate how open they are. I mean, obviously they're trusting, in our discretion, but like, very open in teaching us and not just like in teaching, but in asking for feedback and, saying, hey, what do you see from your perspective? Because, we've been in on this side. So yeah, just all the, the unique opportunities that, and the level of access that I never really thought I'd have.
That is so amazing. Hey, Noah and Winta, thank you so much for sharing your experiences with the fellowship, and hopefully this is going to inspire a ton of more people to apply for it as well, because it seems like it's life-changing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And as of right now, the application window is open from January 19th to February 25th. So if you do think this is an opportunity for you, get out and apply.
Awesome. Thank you both for joining us here on News You Can Use. We appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, Brandon.
Hey BG Squad, thanks so much for checking out our channel. And listen to this, we have more great content for you, like this video right here and this video right here. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this channel right now and tap that notification bell.